Hey guys, Grizzly Hangwire here. I wanted to put out a video for you guys because I've had this damn channel for probably, I don't know, 2 years and I haven't really put anything on it. So I figured why not now? And the first thing I wanted to talk about with you guys was memory leaks. What the hell is a memory leak? I wondered the same thing a couple years ago when I got this new computer. I bought an Acer Predator 17 and it was like a big step up for me from my old HP piece of crap. I bought it refurbished, so I was kind of like leery about, I'm gonna have problems with it or whatever. But came in, the thing was damn brand new. Didn't look like it was touched or anything. And not even maybe 2 days later, I decided, well, I might as well get everything up to date, get the Windows up to date, because usually those things are outdated by the time you get them. So I did the Windows update for Windows 10, and probably I think the next time I rebooted it after it finished all its updates, God, boom, I get an error, just nothing working. So I did all kinds of digging on the internet with my other computer, my old computer, and I just couldn't find anything. I didn't know what it was, but then I stumbled upon people having problems with memory leaks. I'm like, what the hell is a memory leak? Well, the actual definition of a memory leak is a failure in a program to release discarded memory, causing impaired performance or failure. That's kind of funny because I found a bunch of these different pictures and memes talking about memory leaks. Like you have this guy here, like liquid running out of his memory or his brain, which is kind of corny. But then you got another one here where there's looks like a guy, and it kind of combines like the computer part of it with like thinking of the brain itself and leaking out data, like the machine language, the ones and the zeros. And then the next one you see like an actual leak, the vegetable. It's kind of stupid, but whatever. I like this last one here. This little cartoon says, "Hey, your application has a memory leak," and it's like a big puddle on there on the desk there with the machine language of the ones and the zeros. Thought that was kind of neat. All right, so getting back onto memory leaks themselves. So we know what it is by the definition, and I wanted to show you guys this graph that I made here, and I call it the creep. Because basically that's what it does. It's over time, whatever is causing, usually a program or something, is causing your memory to be eaten up, and over time it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So if you look at the graph here, I started out with say 1 hour and up to 11 hours, and you can see that on the left hand side going up, you can see the percentage of your memory being eaten. At the first hour it's 0, and this is after you closed all programs that you had open. So if you go up over time, say up to like 5 hours, you're at 60%, 50 or 60%, until you get up to the 11th hour. This is just an estimate, and then the 11th hour you're up at 100% of your memory being used, and once that happens, you got this message coming up. Your computer is low on memory. To restore enough memory for programs to work correctly, save your files and then close or restart all open programs. So basically you're stuck with rebooting, and that's the only solution that you have. So then you reboot, you start working on your computer using different programs, and then you shut them all down, and then you got the same thing starting all over again. But you can't keep rebooting the stupid thing because that's the problem. There's something that's causing that. So the next thing you have to do is find the culprit. Now, we know it's got to be some kind of program or Windows service or process that's causing the problem, that we need to find it and we're going to need to take care of it. So the next thing you would do is try to pull up the task manager and see maybe what is actually going on, and you can see maybe what program or what process or anything that you can notice that looks like it's taking up a lot of your memory. Sometimes it's hard to pinpoint that though, and there's certain window processes that are known to cause memory leaks, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Windows updates are notorious for causing problems with everyone's computers. I don't know how many times I've went through the Windows update process, and boom, I got problems. Something's not working right or whatever, and then you have to sit on the freaking internet for like 2 weeks trying to figure it out, what's conflicting with what and what's making it not work, and it's just a big pain in the ass. So what type of Windows problems are common with memory leaks and making that type of creep go on, like we saw in the graph? Well, one of them I found out was called an NDU memory leak, and it's something that in your registry you have to go in there, and there is a fix for it on the internet, but I suggest that you want to play with your registry and you think that might be the problem that you found when you were looking in your task manager. My suggestion is to go and just look up. There's hundreds of videos out there that you can look up, and it'll tell you precisely how to go into your registry and change it, because you don't want to mess anything up that you don't need to, especially in your registry. That can mess up more things. There's also another one called Superfetch. But here's a little screenshot too of the NDU, what it looks like when you get to it in the registry. But that's what I would do. I would search for videos if you think that's what your culprit is, and then move on from that. Now, most of the time you're not going to have to mess with your registry. So what you want to do is look for what the definition states. It states a failure in a program, right? That's not releasing used memory, causing impaired performance or failure. So what else is there? Well, almost every time I've found that the problem falls with outdated drivers. Almost every time, every problem I've had it had something to do with an outdated driver, because drivers, they constantly need to be updated. And then you might think, well, doesn't Windows do it when they do the updates, update your drivers? They do, but a lot of times they don't get a lot of the bigger ones, especially if you have brand name stuff in your computer. And my suggestion is just to go to for your big stuff, because your common three are your graphics drivers, your sound drivers, and what's the other one? Your wireless network. Those three, trifecta right there. So my suggestion is to go to the manufacturer's site and just look for the latest drivers and try to keep them updated. Sometimes they have software that you can put on your computer that'll just keep checking for you and tell you that, oh, you need an update. And that's good, because that's where the problems come in. So with drivers, it can be one of the most frustrating things. I remember when I first got this computer, like I was telling you guys, when I did the Windows updates, boom, I had a conflict, and I could not even get the freaking thing to boot up. And I looked and I looked, and I finally found the answer, and what it was the stupid killer wireless network card. The drivers on that thing were so outdated that it just conflicted with whatever was updated in Windows when they put that update on, and wouldn't even let it boot. So I had to go into the safe mode and update the driver that way. Once I did that, boom, everything was fine. So I learned over the time that I've had the computer that I had to go in and actually keep an eye on my CPU and my RAM usage. So I put one of those little, what do you call those things? Little icons on the top of your screen that kind of tells you, monitors what you're doing, tells you how much memory is being used at a certain time when you have programs up. And I would keep an eye on, I keep my eye out on the memory usage, because once it got up, into your 50s or 60%, when you're not even running anything, you got a conflict with some sort of memory leak. So then that's when I go back to Killer and see if I have, the latest drivers. And it's usually almost every time when that starts happening, and when I start having a memory leak, it's the Killer card. So I end up fixing that, and my problems are over. I can boot it right up and I don't have any more memory leaks. I'll tell you another story too. Is I think it was last week or so, I had a problem with my video editor. For some reason, I would go in, it would not open, it would show nothing on the screen. And the video editor, you want to use your graphics card, your dedicated graphics card, because my laptop has an integrated card, an Intel card, and for some reason it would work with the integrated card, but you don't want to use that because it sucks. You want to use the dedicated graphics card, and just for some reason it would not use it at all. And then I started checking some of the games I had on my computer, like Conan Exiles. Open that up, clicked on it, it would just I get a fatal error. I couldn't find anything on the internet, so I'm right into hit film. That's what I use, and they couldn't figure out what the problem was. And then I kind of stumbled across, well, maybe because I knew my NVIDIA driver was absolutely up to date. I reinstalled it like 3 times. I put in older versions. I went back to the oldest one they had on their website. Still nothing. Like, what could be the problem? And I said, what about the integrated graphics card? Usually you don't have to update that thing, but for some reason that was the problem. I went to the Intel site. I got the drivers for the latest drivers for the integrated graphics. Once I updated that, boom, everything worked. And there was some kind of conflict between the integrated graphics and the dedicated graphics, where it wasn't allowing it to see the I don't know how to explain it. The conflict between it, because the driver wasn't updated, it wouldn't let it see the dedicated card to let me use it. So it was like kind of tricking itself. But once I updated that, then it was fixed the conflict or whatever, and now everything's working great. So it's a constant struggle with these kind of things. And the best advice I can give you is just, when you have a problem with memory leaks, especially, it's almost always the freaking drivers. Update your drivers and you'll stop having problems. Well, thanks guys for watching. Again, I'm Grizzly Hangwire. Look out for more videos from me, and if you like this, please share, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.